Well, good morning and welcome to our time together worshipping and praising our God on Monday the 6th of July. I do pray that you had a nice weekend and a blessed Lord's Day. Now, as we know, many folks south of the border were able to gather as a called out body, as a church once again. And yesterday, I read a few interesting articles concerning how worship looks in these pandemic days. There was apparently no singing, but folks were told that they could express their joy in various other ways. They were invited in some of the churches to stand up and to clap. Now, when he was interviewed by Sky News, a pastor of one of these churches, Pastor Chris Demetriou of Cornerstone Church, which is in Walton-on-Thames, summed up the situation by saying this, which I found interesting. He said this, he said, people need God's touch. He said, I think God's got a lot of people's attention that he didn't have before. And that's likely true, isn't it, folks? The whole global crisis is perhaps causing people to re-examine their lives and to ask the big questions that so often get crowded out in amongst the mundane and routine aspects of life. Now, I would suggest that the church, as it has this listening ear, needs to be very, very clear about the gospel message of hope and forgiveness. We need to not waffle or dance around issues. We need to speak clearly into the crisis with the message of Jesus. You know, yesterday, as I was in the garage gym, a song came on the Christian radio station in Orlando that I listened to that actually caused me to marvel at its clarity and theological soundness. Now, it has to be said that much of what passes for modern worship these days is, shall we say, a little bit shallow. But this track was absolutely outstanding in its clarity and depth. Now, I'm going to put a link on in the comments box so that you can listen to it, but let me show you what I mean. This is the first verse. In the darkness we were waiting, without hope, without light, till from heaven you came running. There was mercy in your eyes. To fulfill the law and prophets, to a virgin came the word, from a throne of endless glory to a cradle in the dirt. So we've got the fallen position of man, dead in sin, without hope. And then Jesus comes, as predicted in the Old Testament, and to perfectly fulfill the law. And he's born to a virgin in poverty, having left the glory of heaven. Second verse. To reveal the kingdom coming and to reconcile the lost, to redeem the whole creation, you did not despise the cross. For even in your suffering, you saw the other side, knowing this was our salvation, Jesus, for our sake, you died. Not despise the cross, reconciliation, for our sake you died. You've got the great exchange, haven't you? God made him who knew no sin to be sin for us. This is wonderful. It's wonderfully clear. And here's the final verse. And the morning that you rose, all of heaven held its breath, till the stone was moved for good, for the Lamb had conquered death. And the dead rose from their tombs, and the angels stood in awe, for the souls of all who'd come to the Father are restored. Folks, we've got the Easter morning resurrection and the glorious news that Christ, the sacrificial lamb who takes away the sin of the world, had conquered death, and that all who what? All who come are restored to the Father. Beloved, we need to proclaim this message, and this message is to be proclaimed in our church as clearly as that. So do enjoy this song. Let me know how you've been blessed by it. Leave a wee message in the comments box. Have a wonderful day.